Hey guys, I'm Dan and welcome to this week's video from Propulsion Swimming. In this video we're going to go through stage 2 of the Swim England Learn to Swim programme. Stage 2 sees swimmers introduced to aquatic breathing and travelling without touching the pool floor using a recognised leg kick. They will develop the basic floating skills as well as the basics of body rotation to regain an upright position without any support. Stage 2 further develops water confidence, and being confident with faces in the water is crucial to furthering stroke development. Keeping the fun element in this stage is vital as happy swimmers learn to develop other skills quicker. A lot of stage 2 outcomes are very similar to those practiced previously in stage 1. The main difference is that swimmers are not allowed any support to complete any of the outcomes. So let's take a look at the 13 outcomes you need to complete in the Learn to Swim stage 2. Outcome number 1 is to jump in from the pool side safely. To jump in safely, swimmers should start with their toes over the edge and enter feet first into the water. Teachers should also remind swimmers to bend their knees as they land so they avoid getting any back or leg injuries. Outcome number 2 is to blow bubbles 3 times rhythmically. This gets swimmers to understand aquatic breathing a little better. All the swimmers need to do is to go under the water, blow bubbles from their mouth or their nose, and bring their faces out of the water again so they can get their breath back. This then just needs to be repeated 3 times. Outcome number 3 is to move from a flat floating position on their back and return to a standing position without any support. Swimmers have to lie horizontally on their back for a couple of seconds and then return to a standing position afterwards. This is similar to the stage 1 outcome, however, no support is given to the swimmer. Outcome number 4 is to move from a flat floating position on their front and return to a standing position without support. This is very similar to the previous outcome. Swimmers will again have to lie horizontally, but this time on their front, and then return to a standing position afterwards. This again needs to be done without any support. Outcome number 5 is to push and glide on their back. Swimmers need to push off the wall in a horizontal position on their back. Having their arms extended above their head isn't necessary but should be taught, as this will help greatly when moving on to stage 3. Outcome number 6 is to push and glide on their front. Swimmers need to push off the wall in a horizontal position, but this time on their front. This outcome is exactly the same as the one in stage 1, but this time swimmers will have to have their arms in an extended position, whereas it wasn't necessary in stage 1. Outcome number 7 is to travel using a recognised leg kick action on their back for 5 meters. This should be done with swimmers having a flat body position, keeping their eyes and their chin up, while kicking with straight legs and relaxed ankles for 5 meters. Outcome number 8 is to travel using a recognised leg kick action, but this time on their front for 5 meters. This should be done with straight legs and relaxed ankles again, like in the previous outcome, but this time lying flat on their front with their eyes looking straight down to the pool floor. Outcome number 9 is to perform a tuck to rotate from a flat floating position on their front to a flat floating position on their back, and then return to standing. When doing this outcome, the swimmer needs to be lying face down on their front, tuck their legs into their chest, rotate their body onto their back, and then finally end up in a standing position. Outcome number 10 is to perform a tuck to rotate from a flat floating position on their back to a flat floating position on their front, and then return to a standing position. The best way to do this is by getting the swimmer to lie face up on their back, tuck their legs into their chest, push their heads forwards so that their faces go into the water, and then finally end up in a standing position. Outcome number 11 is to perform a log roll from their back to their front. This can be done with the swimmer's arms by their side. Swimmers have to roll their body from their back onto their front, and the best way to do this is by getting swimmers to change where their eyes are looking. from looking up out of the water to looking down under the water. Outcome number 12 is to perform a log roll from their front onto their back. This is the opposite to the previous outcome, this time rolling the swimmers from their front onto their back. And the last outcome, outcome 13, is to exit the water without any support. This final outcome can be done by getting swimmers to climb out over the wall by sliding onto their bellies, raising their knee onto the side and lifting themselves up. Good luck to all swimmers looking to complete their stage 2 of the Swim England Learn to Swim programme. Don't forget to subscribe to the Propulsion Swimming YouTube channel for more Learn to Swim videos in the future. I've been Dan, and I'll catch you on the next one.